What if the chocolate bar in your kitchen, the one marketed as healthy, the one labeled organic, the one you eat for the antioxidants, contains lead and cadmium at levels exceeding California's safety thresholds? In 2022, Consumer Reports conducted laboratory testing on 28 dark chocolate bars from 25 popular brands. The results, published in December of that year, revealed that 23 of those 28 bars contained concerning levels of lead, cadmium, or both. Some samples exceeded California's maximum allowable dose levels for these heavy metals by 265% in a single ounce. The brands tested were not obscure imports. They were the same dark chocolate bars sitting on shelves at Whole Foods, Target, and Trader Joe's right now. The chocolate industry knew. The FDA was informed. Teehee bars remained on shelves. The consumers eating them were not told. Brand at number 7, Godiva Signature Dark. Godiva has built its brand on Belgian luxury heritage since 1926. The packaging signals premium. The pricing, often $5 to $8 per bar, confirms the positioning. Consumers reaching for Godiva expect quality that justifies the cost. The 2022 Consumer Reports analysis identified Godiva's dark chocolate among the products with measurable heavy metal contamination. The lead concentration found in laboratory testing exceeded levels that California public health regulations consider safe for daily consumption. The marketing emphasized European craftsmanship. The chemistry told a different story. Godiva itself was acquired by Yıldız Holding in 2008, a Turkish conglomerate that has since centralized production and sourcing. The Belgian heritage remains in the branding. The supply chain has industrialized. Godiva position, avoid number 7. Brand at number 6, Lindt Excellence, 70% cocoa. Swiss chocolate carries cultural authority that few other origins can match. Lindt has cultivated that authority since 1845. The Excellence line is positioned as the brand's premium dark chocolate offering, sold in distinctive thin bars at most American grocery stores. Consumer Reports testing identified the Lindt Excellence 70% bar as containing detectable lead. The contamination level placed it among the bars Consumer Reports flagged for daily consumption concerns. The Swiss origin did not insulate the product from the broader industry-wide problem. Lead in dark chocolate primarily enters during post-harvest processing. After cacao beans are harvested, they sit drying in open environments, where airborne lead, often from regional industrial pollution or leaded gasoline residue still in soil, settles onto the bean surfaces. The longer the drying period, the higher the contamination risk. Industrial chocolate producers do not always control for this variable. Lindt position, avoid number 6. Brand at number 5, Endangered Species, 88% cocoa. Endangered species. Chocolate built its market position on ethical sourcing, environmental causes, and donations to wildlife conservation. The packaging features endangered animals. The marketing emphasizes fair trade certification, organic ingredients, and corporate social responsibility. The Consumer Reports laboratory results placed endangered species 88%. Cocoa among the bars with both lead and cadmium contamination exceeding safety thresholds. The ethical positioning did not translate into lower heavy metal levels. The high cocoa percentage actually correlates. Higher contamination because more cocoa solids per bar means more accumulated metals. This pattern repeats across dark chocolate. The bars marketed as healthiest, highest cocoa content, organic. Ethically sourced are often the bars with the highest measurable heavy metal load. The marketing language and the chemistry are not aligned. Endangered species position, avoid number 5. Rehook. 3 of the 7 brands on this list are sold at Whole Foods, 2 are at Trader Joe's, 1 is a Hershey's product. If dark chocolate is part of your daily routine, hit subscribe. The next 4 brands include the one most American shoppers consider the safest premium option. Brand at number 4, Lily's Extra Dark Chocolate, 70%. Lily's positioned itself as the diabetic-friendly dark chocolate alternative. The brand uses stevia instead of sugar, markets to health, conscious consumers, and prices its bars at premium levels, often $5 to $6 for 3 ounces. The implication is that Lily's represents the responsible choice for chocolate lovers managing blood sugar. Consumer Reports testing placed Lily's Extra Dark among the bars, with the highest cadmium concentrations identified in the study. Cadmium contamination in cacao primarily originates from the soil where the trees grow. Specific regions in South America have naturally high cadmium soil content, and beans harvested from those regions carry that load forward into the finished product. A bar marketed as the healthier choice, containing measurable cadmium at levels public health authorities consider concerning, fundamentally contradicts its own marketing premise. The diabetic-friendly framing addresses one health variable while introducing another. Lilly's position. Avoid number 4. Brand at number 3. Theo Pure, 70% dark. Theo Chocolate is based in Seattle and built its brand on direct trade relationships with cacao farmers, organic certification, and B Corp status. The company is transparent about sourcing in ways most chocolate brands are not. Visiting the Theo factory has become a Seattle tourist activity. The Consumer Reports analysis identified Theo's 70% pure dark as containing lead concentrations that exceeded the California Proposition 65 threshold for daily consumption. The transparency that defines the brand did not extend to disclosing this contamination publicly until the Consumer Reports study forced the conversation. Theo's response acknowledged the testing and described efforts to reduce contamination. The bars remained on shelves. Consumers buying them based on the ethical positioning were not warned about the chemistry. Theo position. Avoid number 3. Brand at number 2. Trader Joe's The Dark Chocolate Lover's Chocolate Bar 85% Cacao. Trader Joe's commands deep loyalty among its customers. The store brand is widely perceived as offering premium quality at accessible prices. The dark chocolate selection at Trader Joe's specifically attracts shoppers who want quality without paying $8 per bar at specialty stores. Consumer Reports identified Trader Joe's Dark Chocolate Lover's 85% as containing one of the highest cadmium concentrations in the entire study. Independent follow-up testing has confirmed the original findings. The bar costs roughly $2.50. The perceived value is real. The heavy metal contamination is also real. Trader Joe's response to the Consumer Reports findings emphasized that the bars meet FDA regulations. The FDA has not established specific safety limits for lead and cadmium in chocolate. The absence of federal standards does not mean the contamination is safe. It means the regulatory framework has not caught up to the science. Trader Joe's position. Avoid number 2. Brand at number 1. Hershey's Special Dark. The largest American chocolate manufacturer produces the dark chocolate bar with the most concerning combined heavy metal profile in the Consumer Reports analysis. Hershey's Special Dark contained measurable lead and cadmium at levels that exceeded California Proposition 65 thresholds for both metals simultaneously. Hershey's responded with statements emphasizing FDA compliance and the safety of the broader food supply. Class action lawsuits were filed in 2022 and 2023, alleging that the company failed to disclose the contamination to consumers. Some of those lawsuits remain active in federal court. The pricing positions Hershey's Special Dark as the accessible entry point into dark chocolate for American consumers. A standard bar costs roughly $2. Millions of Americans eat this product weekly. The brand recognition is unmatched. The contamination confirmed by independent laboratory testing is also significant. Hershey's Special Dark position. Avoid number 1, the worst offender on this list. Transition. So which dark chocolate brands actually passed the laboratory tests? 2 products performed measurably better than the rest of the category. Safe pick number 2. Mast Organic Dark Chocolate, 80% Mast Brothers. Now operating as Mast is a small American chocolate producer based in Brooklyn that has emphasized single origin cacao and small batch production since 2007. The company sources from specific cacao cooperatives with documented soil testing and traceability protocols. Consumer Reports testing identified Mast Organic 80% as containing significantly lower lead and cadmium concentrations than the brands above it. The contamination levels remained below the California Proposition 65 daily intake thresholds for both metals. The single-origin sourcing model, which most large chocolate brands cannot economically replicate, directly correlates with lower heavy metal exposure. A bar costs roughly $7 to $9. The pricing reflects the actual cost of small batch sourcing from verified low contamination origins. Mast Organic 80% rating 9 out of 10. Safe pick number 1. Taza Chocolate, deliciously dark Taza. Chocolate is a Massachusetts-based stone ground chocolate producer using a Mexican processing tradition. The company maintains direct trade relationships with cacao farmers in the Dominican Republic, Bolivia, and Haiti. Every farmer agreement includes traceability requirements and is audited annually. Consumer Reports laboratory testing placed Taza's deliciously dark bar among the lowest contamination products in the entire study. The lead concentration measured well below California Proposition 65 thresholds. The cadmium concentration was minimal. Flavor profile is meaningfully different from industrial chocolate. The stone grinding process leaves the texture slightly grainy rather than smooth, which preserves more of the original cacao character. The bars cost $6 to $7 at Whole Foods and natural grocery stores nationwide. This is what dark chocolate produced with proper sourcing and processing controls actually looks like and tastes like in 2024. Taza. Deliciously dark rating, 10 out of 10. The Consumer Reports investigation forced one truth into the open. Dark chocolate, marketed as one of the healthiest indulgences available to American consumers, contains heavy metals at concentrations that public health authorities have identified as concerning. The contamination is industry-wide. The brands most aggressively marketed as healthy, ethical, or premium are not consistently the safest. Some are the worst. You do not need to stop eating dark chocolate. You need to read the laboratory data, not the packaging language. The Consumer Reports study is publicly available and free to access. The brands that performed best in independent testing share specific characteristics: small production scale, direct sourcing relationships, and published soil testing protocols. Drop a comment below. Which dark chocolate brand is in your pantry right now? Look up the Consumer Reports rankings. Tell me what you find. Read the science. Trust the data. Question the brand. Subscribe for more.